I didn't want to go to school that day at all. Tuesday is the most difficult day. But what can I do? I still have to go. After breakfast, I went to school. Walking down the street, it was very sad. But along the way, I met my friends Olia, Ira and Vera, and the mood improved a little. We were talking so much that we were late for the first lesson. It got through that time, the teacher didn't swear. The second lesson was so boring that I counted down every second until recess. And at the end of the lesson, the teacher said that she would not be at the literature lesson today, as she had to leave on business. But she asked not to be idle, but to read a new story. This news made us all happy. At recess, my friends and I bought mini pizzas. This is the most favorite dish, for which you can even go to school on a Tuesday. In the dining room, we discussed how lucky we were today. It was especially nice to discuss what we were going to play in class. But when we arrived at the classroom, we saw a man at the teacher's desk. He looked very young and tall. When the bell rang, the man stood up. "Hello everyone, I am your teacher for this lesson and my name is Herman Grigorievich. Today I will replace Tamara Nikolaevna. Now we are going to write an essay." Damn, but I was already set up to play a naval battle or watch something interesting on YouTube, and now I have to puzzle my head. Well, why do that? To encourage, and then arrange such a surprise. Meanwhile, the teacher began to distribute ancient parchments. This has already become interesting. "Why are you all so sour?" the teacher asked. "Don't worry, the topic today will be very interesting and very intriguing. The topic of our lesson is scary stories. I want to warn you right away, if you write badly, I will not put a deuce. I will only give good grades, if, of course, you manage to scare me. Another great gift awaits the one who will write the scariest story." Igor raised his hand. "Excuse me, so you can even write a very bloodthirsty story?" "Of course, it will even be better on the contrary. Do not be shy and do not limit yourself to fantasy. Write all the most creepy and intimate things. And most importantly, remember, there will be an incredible surprise for the most terrible story." The teacher was so intrigued that the lesson no longer seemed boring. The excitement took hold of me. It was especially interesting to see what kind of big surprise was there. At first it seemed like a very simple task, but the deeper I went into my thoughts, the more difficult it turned out to be. Everything that came to my mind was ridiculous and not scary. And this time, as luck would have it, time passed very quickly, and I still had an empty sheet. And so, when half an hour had already passed, Igor got up and published his work contentedly. The teacher read it quickly. Igor wrote very well. "You'll definitely get a 5. Well done." Time was running out. I had already given up hoping for a good grade, when suddenly it dawned on me. I remembered that Mama always says to wash your hands, otherwise there will be worms. A rather scary and vile plot immediately came to mind. I wrote about a girl who ate pizza with dirty hands. After a while, everything began to itch, but she didn't pay attention to it. And one day worms came out of her nose. One of them came out through her eye, and soon she died of terrible pain and fear. I handed in my paper, and the teacher read it right away. After that, he also praised me and gave me an A. At the end, when all the students had already handed in their work, the teacher stood up. "Almost everyone is doing well today, but someone else should work on their imagination a little bit. Well, are you ready to hear today's winner?" Everyone answered yes. "Well, Caroline won today. Everyone else is free, but I'll ask Caroline to stay for 1 minute." When we all went out, we decided to wait for Caroline to show her award. To be honest, it's not surprising that Caroline won. She's the meanest girl in our class. When Caroline came out, we all began to ask her what the teacher had given her.